Alright, it's time to talk about iOS 26.1 Beta 3, and we have been using this for a couple of days now, and yeah, I gotta say, this isn't it. Before I even jump into iOS, watchOS, we don't usually talk about on these reviews, but I need to talk about it this time because battery life on Beta 3 has been terrible. Guys, comment down below, let me know if you're experiencing the same thing on your Apple Watch. Performance also has been crap. It is so weird, and I hate bashing these updates because they're betas, you know what you're getting into, but still, when you come from somewhat of a decent first and second beta, talking about things like this is important, especially for people thinking that a third beta is going to be more stable and performance oriented than the first couple. That's simply not the case here. There's been multiple times where I'm getting text messages showing unread here, even though they've been dismissed on the iPhone. There's times where I will have a background task running and I will go to look at the time and it'll have a random glitch showing like a call going on the bottom screen or the bottom of the screen here on the watch. And those are just some of the problems I've been experiencing on the Apple Watch Ultra 3 with Beta 3 of 26.1 installed. Talking about iOS 2, there's been some random issues with this as well. First things first, battery life, it's okay. It's not quite as bad as battery life is on watchOS 26.1 Beta 3, but it's definitely not as good as it was on Beta 1 and 2. Again, if you're running this beta, comment down below and let me know your thoughts on it, but it has been very, very inconsistent to say the least. Beyond that too, if you missed our original discussion on this, there is already the public beta out for this. It dropped yesterday. And if we go into about, what's weird is, like we talked about earlier, this is another e-build. So this did come out 1 week after the original e-build, and this now carries a full build number of 23B5064E. It is definitely so weird. I haven't had so many performance issues here, jumping around like we always do, jumping into different stocks and kind of jumping around. Let's go to Google here. Let's look at some news articles. You can see it's working pretty smooth. This hasn't been quite the issue. It's more the inconsistency with battery life. Again, on a new device where we have full 100% battery capacity after only 23 cycles, we should not be incurring this many drops in stability and in battery life. So I really just want to let you guys know this is not the beta to get on if you have not jumped on the bandwagon yet, or even if you're on beta 1 or 2, you might actually want to hold off on this. There has been also some other weird glitches when I go to change wallpapers. You can see the delay on the long press. If I go to customize this, you can see, let's go to choose photo. Let me go ahead and say all here. So now it's working, but I was having issues before where the depth effect would not take on the actual photo. It was very strange where even if I pick the same background here, the clock would not show that depth effect. It is very intermittent, but something I did want you guys to know about nonetheless. Aside from that, I haven't had too many other issues. What I do want to do, I wanted to do it live here on this video. Let me go run a Geekbench score and compare it to Beta 2. So I'm going to go ahead and run this really quick, and we will be right back. All right, so the Geekbench scores just came up, and as you can see here, we got a 3699 single core score and a 9632 multi-core. And if we actually go back to history, you can see this is actually up slightly from Beta 2 on October 6th, where we had a 3620 as opposed to a 3699, and then multi-core score actually has a nicer improvement here from a 9332 to a 9632. That explains the performance, why this has been okay, but again, these numbers don't necessarily always reflect day-to-day usage. It is more just benchmarks for stress testing these devices. And then let's talk actually about what we can expect for the next beta. Obviously, as you can tell from this video, I'm not recommending anyone necessarily download any of these Beta 3s on the watchOS or the iOS platform. Since we seem to be on a weekly release cycle, I think it's safe to say that on Monday, October 20th, we should receive the next beta, Beta 4, and the public beta possibly on Tuesday, the 21st. That'll be ideal. Hopefully that'll help clean up some of these messes. What's interesting is this beta came in, especially on iOS on the 17 Pro Max, right under 14 gigs. Huge update. and I'm not sure what all it entailed, considering we did not see a ton of good new fixes here. The one thing we did see, if you scroll on your settings screen under privacy and security, like I talked about in our other video, if you scroll all the way down to background security improvements, you can see this did install a new security improvement here, as you can see on iOS 26.1 beta 3 on the 13th. So that's updated. There was some sort of security improvement here. And if you missed it also, you can click those three dots and remove and restart your device if needed. I'm assuming this is only going to be beneficial if there's some fatal flaw that was discovered later on and it needs to be quickly removed. Otherwise, I don't see where the benefit would be for that. So that's really it, guys. Again, kind of disappointed from this third beta. Not uncommon. Beta 3 and beta 4 historically on iOS has been shaky. Same with watchOS, but hopefully you guys will be able to catch it and not download it yet. If you have not, comment down below. Let me know what you all think. Thumbs up this video, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.